Story of the Snail Fairy. Once upon a time, in a small village, there was an old woman who was very old and extremely poor. She looked very thin and sick, her face was wrinkled and filled with sadness. She lived alone in a small, tattered tent that could only cover the rain and sun, but not the cold winds of winter. She has no children, no grandchildren by her side to help and take care of her when she is sick. Day after day, she had to go out into the fields to look for crabs and small snails in exchange for money to buy rice to make ends meet. Then one day, while catching snails, she caught a very beautiful one. The snail has a jade-green shell. It is a little bigger than her thumb and radiates beautiful sparkling light in the sunlight. She was happy, cradling the snail in her thin, wrinkled and calloused hands. She felt very sorry for the snail, so she did not sell it but brought it home to raise in a water jar set up in her yard. Day after day, she still works hard at her job. She still goes to the fields to look for crabs and snails. But she was very surprised when she returned home. All the yards were clean and tidy, the vegetable garden behind the house was clean of weeds, and the rice on the table was cooked. She thought and thought but could not think of anyone who helped her. The next day, she still went to the fields as usual, but this time she returned home in the middle of the day. Returning to the gate, she gingerly walked over and hid behind the door to see who helped her yesterday. She saw a beautiful girl coming out of the jar of water. Her skin was white and pink. Her eyes were big and black like doves and number 39. Eyes hidden under two curled eyelashes. Her hair is a shiny black color and long and shiny. She wears a jade shirt, her gait is light and flexible, but she still does the housework quickly. She cleans the house, sweeps the yard, and weeds the backyard. When the garden work was finished, she measured rice to cook for the old woman. By this time, the old woman had realized everything. It turned out it was one. She gently walked to the jar, took the snail shell and smashed it. Broken. Hearing the noise, the girl quickly returned to the jar to get into the shell, but it was too late. The old woman ran to hug her and said, "Daughter, please stay here with mother." From then on, the old woman and the girl lived together very happily. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.